All right. Thank you. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for having me this afternoon. I really appreciate it. I do want to introduce my colleague, Maggie Irvin, also besides the wing woman of this presentation and of our office. She's one of our newest staff members. She's the specialist of alternative digital credit and credentials. I hope I said that right. We all have these long titles. I'm not sure why. I do want to also say, just on a personal note, you will note that the cat did come first in the list. But just to be clear, within the next 24 hours, I expect to be a grandmother for the first time. So I imagine that will shuffle the order a little bit, and some of those folks will fall down farther and others will go up a little bit higher. So thank you first for all that you do as a part of the Rotary. I'm just really pleased to be invited to speak, have a little bit of time with you and tell you a little bit about our office. Some of you have, I see a lot of familiar faces. Some of you are, of course, quite familiar with SIUE. Also, many of you, I'm sure, have taken classes and done things through our office as well. So some of this I realize will be a repeat, but we do have some pretty exciting initiatives going on. And so I'll highlight some of those as well as some of the ongoing things that we've got moving forward. So again, my office is online services and educational outreach, sticking with the theme of things being very long, titles in particular. So my office, whoops. I don't know how to use technology. It's my first time. All right, that would be helpful. Thank you. So this is our mission. I've highlighted just a couple of words. I realize there are a lot of words, and if you've done a visioning or mission and vision exercise, you know that they can get quite wordy. But I think unique to our role at the institution, we're really working on engagement with the community, making sure that SIUE is engaged with the community, a part of the community, and serves the community by offering out educational programming in a way that's accessible, in a way that's agile, and so that we can actually serve a broad market. So this is our staff. We've got about 15 people, a couple of openings, probably like lots of you as well. But I specifically wanted to talk about this kind of list of 5 of our mission-driven initiatives. So you can see them listed here. Personal and professional development. Okay, that's kind of a cheat, right? That's 2 initiatives. Alternative digital credentials, online bachelor's degrees, and online degrees as a whole, lifelong learning, and then our corporate partnership programs. So just to kind of dive right in, I think this is the meat of what a lot of people expect out of our office, kind of this personal development, continuing education, bend on how we serve the community. We certainly take pride in a lot of the classes that we offer. As you can see from the catalog on the table and from our website, our last catalog for the summer of 2023 had 75, possibly more unique offerings. We've definitely got some new ones coming this fall. Due to COVID, we have a lot more opportunities that are online or in hybrid formats, which is nice because just like this meeting, it gives people lots of opportunity to kind of catch up or do things that they maybe wouldn't be able to do otherwise. As you can see, we've got what you might expect, music, for foreign languages, health, gardening. We were talking about Italian over at the table. We do have an award-winning artisan bread series. We did win an award in, I think it was 2018 for that series with Artisan 222. We have a program called EduCard. I talked about it the last time I was here at Rotary. It's I've called it the best kept secret, where folks can take regular credit courses for a small fee. They're not on your transcript and you don't get a grade, but you do get the benefit of those courses. So that's what EduCard is, if you hear it spoken of. And then we have some new offerings like such as podcasting, some cultural competence courses, video game design. You can see a couple of others. And one of the newer things that we've done, of course, we did it right before COVID and then we had a pause, but we started a series of trips and experiences that folks could do, join our office in some cases, transportation's provided, in some cases, lunch is provided. It just kind of depends on what the trip is. And so post-COVID, those are rebounding, and we've had some really good successes and some really fun tours. So those are some of the personal development things that we've been working on and developing out. On the professional development side, again, I want to remind you that in our world, we work primarily with non-credit, and especially with some of these continuing education courses. You can see along the left-hand side some of the topics that we've been working on for professional development. And then along the right-hand side, I just wanted to highlight that we do offer continuing education credits for folks who need the CEs to keep their licenses up to date. We do a number of them, social work, psychology. We have some general CEs that we do, and then some other disciplines as well. So I will move on and talk a little bit about alternative digital credentials. If you were here the last time I presented, we were really just kind of scraping the surface and learning about alternative digital credentials. We're doing a lot more in the area, especially with the addition of Maggie to our team. I talked a little bit about what an alternative digital credential was. I think the highlight here is that although it's non-credit, it's a demonstrated competency. And whether we're offering, and you might know it more colloquially as a badge, and whether we're offering it to community members or current SIUE students or high school students, the goal is that there's some kind of demonstrated skill that the person can take back and articulate. So they're on a job search, they're working on their resume, they're able to articulate the skills. Sometimes it's difficult, right? You take a class in college, take public speaking, for example, that class has outcomes, but you don't spend a lot of time thinking about what those outcomes are. When you do a digital badge or an alternative digital credential, that's what you're spending time thinking about. What's that skill and how can you articulate it back to help you either in a job search or as you for promotion or something like that. So I did want to highlight some of the places where we're looking at alternative digital credentials. We want the opportunity for the widest market to find value in these digital certificates. So I kind of have 3 scenarios posted here. Let's say you got a badge, and this one, if you can really squint really hard, you can see that it says interpersonal communication. But let's say you earn this badge in interpersonal communication. You may put that badge on your resume, and you may go to an interview and talk about your ability to do some public speaking or recognize need for conflict resolution or other things related to interpersonal communication. Apologies, Musanda, if I said anything that wasn't aligned with mass communication or interpersonal communication. Gotta be careful when I've got a professional here in the room. But another opportunity might be to stack public speaking with interpersonal communications and have kind of a bigger overarching credential that really broadens out opportunities for that job search. And then another opportunity would be, and this is our goal, a pathway to college credit, especially for folks who have a lot of job experience, but not necessarily credit hours behind it, to really shift the paradigm here and ensure that people can get credit for some of that prior learning if they just need to brush up on skills or anything like that. So then moving forward, I want to kind of move into the credit realm and just talk about the development of online programs at SIUE. We've developed a number of the university proper has developed a number of undergraduate, graduate, and post-baccalaureate certificates. My office has an online student services team. The goal here is to help especially folks with some college and no degree, or even no college, right, and no degree, who are pursuing that first degree, the ability to have this one-stop shop and the opportunity to engage with SIUE even virtually. So then you can see along the top, I've got some of our graduate and undergraduate programs listed. I have a visual of our online student services team, and just some information about the kind of support they provide. Adult students, much like yourselves, probably have commitments within the community, jobs. Maybe they're going to be grandparents within the next 24 hours. Who knows? They have lots going on. And sometimes they just need that little extra support and encouragement. And that's what this team is put in place to do. So I'll talk just for a second about our Lifelong Learning Institute. This is our signature program for retirees. It's primarily for retirees because it's generally offered on Wednesdays in the afternoons. That's the audience that we serve at Wednesdays in the afternoon usually. We have a lot of faculty-led discussions. Sometimes we do some trips and other activities. So we try and offer just a wide variety of opportunities based upon the expertise we have at the university. There's a membership fee, and people can attend all of the talks that we have for the semester. And then people can just come to a one-off as well for a small fee. And everything that I'm talking about is in the catalogs, or you can certainly find it on our website. So just quickly, I want to talk about corporate partnerships. This is where I started at SIUE with off-campus and corporate partnerships. So any programs that were offered off of the SIUE campus, and then as we grew online and as we started engaging with more corporations, this is the area that I worked in. So currently we have, I would say, 12 to 15 partners that we're working with at any given time. Sometimes we're doing short series of courses, other times we're doing full programs. You can see from some of our partners below that we do have a lot of partners in the healthcare industry. So healthcare informatics, the RN to BS program, and some of the advanced nursing programs, a medical technology program. So we do have a lot of programs in the healthcare industry, but we are looking to move out and advance a little bit. We do have the agreement with Amazon, and we also work with the College of Lake County and the University Center of Lake County, as well as more that are not listed here. Okay, so I cheated just a little bit. First, I told you there were 5, then I kind of put one together. I just did want to highlight the fact that we also help the university coordinate events. So there's lots of space on campus, from the gardens to classroom space to lab space. And we want to make sure that that space is accessible to the community as best we can. While we recognize that much of that space is paid for and dedicated to student activities and things like that, there is also sometimes opportunity for the community to come into campus. And so we try and make that as inviting and inconvenient, or convenient, right? And barrier-free as possible. And then I just hope to have the opportunity to have you connect with us. So I gave you options for LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, our main outreach email, and then my phone number and my direct email at SIUE. So I hope you'll take the time to look at our offerings, provide any feedback that you have. That's how we learn more about what the community wants and needs, and that's how we adjust our programming. So with that, I will open it up to any questions, and thank you for your time.
For your office, we would, for youth programs and camps, we would contact your office for those kind of things typically, or is that another organization?
That's a good question. In fact, I just deleted the slide that said summer camps. But not because I don't like summer camps, because we're in the middle of them right now. Athletics has some summer camps, and then academic affairs has some summer camps. So we help coordinate the academic summer camps, and then athletics does the athletic summer camp. So but we can certainly, if you're interested in athletic summer camp, help you to the right place. And we are in the middle of summer camp season. There are crayons all over my office. The whole thing. There, another question?
I heard you say you were talking about Italian. Have you taken any of the foreign language classes? Like, how hard is it? I would love to learn, but I don't know, like, is it a 5-year commitment or is this a 1-year commitment?
That's a really good question.
Consider the source, right? 5 for me.
So I wish
Yeah.
I could say something in Italian that would be really compelling at this moment, but it wouldn't be good. So other than grazie, right? That's about it. So it really depends. A lot of the classes are about the culture. So it's not just, here's a verb and here's how that verb gets conjugated. It's more about kind of a conversational, what you might find. Here are these common phrases. Here's what you can expect, if you're traveling, and things like that. So it's kind of more broadened out than, what you might find in like a foreign language class. Is that helpful?
Yes,
We'll sign you up. I'll sign you up after.
thank you. Online.
Okay. Other questions?
For a lot of the non-traditional, say, classes, who's teaching?
Great question. We do have community members who are experts in their field, who do teach for us. We certainly leverage the academic folks across the campus. They're just vastly talented individuals who are willing to give of their time and talent. And so it's a mix. Thank you for that question.
We have a home nursery and Tazowski family would like to present you with this festive